everyone, so today I'm going to do my hits and misses with L'Oreal beauty products. I have a huge bunch in this little tub here, so let's get straight to it. So I'm firstly going to start off with primers. I think I have two here. So the first primer I want to talk about is the L'Oreal Nude Magique Blur Cream. This is definitely a hit for me because it really does exactly what it says. It does blur out your pores, especially around this area here, and it's quite comparable to the, I think it's the Professional from Benefit. It's very nice and silky and smooth. Everything over the top blends really nicely. The next one I have here, which I'm pretty unsure as to whether it's a primer or whether it's kind of skincare, is the L'Oreal Skin Perfection. Again, this is a very kind of silicone based primer, but it does blur out your pores even more so than the Nude Magique. This is a very hidden gem in my personal opinion because nobody really talks about this on YouTube, but if you want something that's going to blur out your pores and make everything go on exceptionally silky and smooth, this will do it for you. So now I'm moving on to foundation products. The first one I have here is the Infallible Sculpt. This here is actually classed as a contouring base. So it's a light coverage base that matches with skin's colour for a unifying and smoothing effect. For me, 100% this is a complete miss. I don't know what L'Oreal were thinking when they were kind of making this product, in my opinion, because a contouring base is essentially a foundation. It's kind of the exact same as the L'Oreal Infallible, like here. They only have two shade ranges, so I think they have light and then medium, and I have the medium one. Now it depends what you're looking for in this product because this is a very light sheer version of L'Oreal Infallible, again in my personal opinion, but just the whole concept behind it, behind like the marketing of it and kind of what they're trying to get it across as a contouring base, I don't understand the product. I don't think it's really nice. It's very sheer on the skin, and this is 110% a complete miss for me. Okay, so the next product I have is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Foundation. This is 110% a complete hit for me. One of the best products I think that L'Oreal have ever kind of produced. I have at least about 6 shades of this just for when I'm kind of more pale and when I'm a bit more tanned. I would say that this has a semi-matte finish, but the reason why I love this so much is because it lasts such a long time. The next foundation I want to talk about is the L'Oreal Nude Magique. Now, I thought I would hate this product because it is a Feel Fresh kind of weightless foundation that is very sheer on your skin, and it's very oily as well. So I'll do a zoom in at the minute, but you'll be able to see the oils and the actual product kind of sit together, and you're meant to shake it and go from there. I'm kind of in between this foundation because the reason why I don't like it is because it's very oily. I've tried shaking it for at least a minute and it still comes off quite oily, but it does make your skin look really, really nice. I am going to give this a hit just because it does look like skin and it almost turns into kind of like a powdery finish, so I do like this one, but the oils seriously put me off. The next foundation is the True Match foundation. This is definitely, again, a hit for me because of the shades. They match to your skin so perfectly. It is a super blendable kind of medium coverage foundation, and I actually need to go and get a new one of these because this one has run out. That is also a downside to it, is I feel like I run out of this foundation a lot, but this gives you a really healthy glow. So the next one here is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Foundation. Now I have a review on this one, I think, so I'll link that down below. But this is kind of the matte version of this, where it's going to give you kind of a semi-dewy finish. This one is completely matte. Again, this is a huge hit for me because it is matte without being overly matte. It gives you a really nice kind of look to your skin. It covers super well, so it is definitely buildable, and it lasts quite a long time as well. This one here is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique Light Infusing Foundation. Again, this one is definitely a hit for me, I would say. The only downside to it is it can come off really dewy and quite oily. But this does give you a really beautiful glow to your skin. It's kind of medium coverage, but again, it is buildable and it's just a very, very nice foundation. And the last one I want to talk about is one that they have recently released, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Full Coverage Longwear Foundation with a weightless feel, and this is matte. Now, this is a huge miss. I've tried this foundation so many times. I was really excited to kind of get around and play with it, and I was like, full coverage matte, this is brilliant. But it's too matte for your skin. It covers, but it will miss out kind of like the spots and stuff, so I don't know. And I hate the colour range. Like this one here is Natural Rose, and it's really grey. Like I don't know if I just picked up one that was kind of bad of the bunch, but this was super grey on me. I like matte full coverage foundations because it means I use less powder, but this is just too much. Moving on to powder, I have the L'Oreal Nude Magique BB powder. I'm not going to show you it because it has crumbled. So you get the product here, and then underneath you get a sponge and a mirror, which is really handy. I do believe, unless they are completely separate products, this was repackaged. It used to have, I think, like a circular packaging, but I could be wrong. But this is really good because it does give you a really lightweight powdery feel to your skin. It's not kind of overly powdery slash cakey, and I reach for this quite a lot, so this is 100% a hit for me. This is the Glam Bronze Powder from L'Oreal. It looks just like this, and it also has a mirror and kind of like a contouring brush on the bottom. This is a brand new product because I have repurchased this. It's one of my favourite bronzers of all time. Very cool tone, so it can work as contour, but I use this quite a lot for bronzer, and it just gives you a really healthy glow to your skin. It has kind of very tiny shimmery particles which will give you a glow, but it's not going to be that real off-putting glittery bronzer. But I love this. Next is a product called the Infallible Sculpt Contouring Palette, which looks like this. Now again, this come out when, like, I think these two are kind of from the same range. But for me personally, this whole range was just not even worth making. I tried this and I absolutely hated it. So you get the highlight inside here and the contouring shade here, and this is medium slash dark. So I bought this actually when I was quite tanned because I thought it would suit me. But firstly, the contouring is way too warm. Like, it's not an ideal like contouring colour on me anyway, and the highlight inside is, I suppose it could work as a concealer, but it's very patchy, and apparently it's meant to like dry down to kind of like a powdery finish, but the products are just way too oily and moussey for me, and they glide off the skin really easy, so you can kind of apply your contour and highlight, and then by the time it comes to finishing your makeup, it's kind of glided off everywhere. I, again, really hate this product, so this is a huge miss for me. Okay, so in terms of highlight, I have the L'Oreal True Match highlight, and this is kind of like a trio of highlights here, and then in the back you also get a mirror as well, and I think you did actually have a brush with this, but I have no idea where it's gone to. Kind of in the middle with this product because the kind of powders are really nice in terms of their colours and how they feel and texture and all that, but I'm a little bit confused really because I don't really know what this grey toned colour's doing in here. So you can actually actively avoid this by just kind of swirling your brush around these two, but I really don't feel there's much pigment, and it's overly glittery, so it's just there. I don't know if you can see it at all, but I mean, you don't really get much pigment from it. The colours are kind of a little bit off, and I would say for me this is just a miss. However, on the flip side, there's also this L'Oreal Lore highlighter, which looks like this, and it reminds me of the Colourpop, is it the Super Shock eyeshadows? This, oh my god, is one of my favourite products of all time out of everything from my makeup collection. There it is there. So it has a really beautiful moussey soft touch. It does eventually dry into a powder. A huge hit for me. I'm just going to finish up on skin, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible Fixing Mist, and this come out with the whole Infallible range. This is again a huge hit for me because I don't know if you can tell, but when the product sits you can see the kind of powdery particles, I suppose. So you have to really shape this. But this will set your foundation and all of your face products in place for such a long time. I didn't believe in fixing mists until I tried this one, but it really works. And I'm actually going to try. It's It smells nice, it sets everything down and makes it all look nice and dewy, but it will also set it at the same time. So love this product. So I only have a few left here. So the two here I have are mascaras, and this is the L'Oreal Mega Volume Miss Manga mascara, and this one's actually quite dry, I think, but this has a sort of flexible wand, which is really good because I feel like it springs the product into your eyes, or into your eyelashes, not into your eyes. But this is good for creating volume and length, so I love that mascara. Next is something I definitely have to repurchase because this is so old. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara that has a very thin wand that will really scoop into your lashes, really lengthening, and this is one of their best, well, I think one of the best mascaras I've ever tried. Next I have the L'Oreal Superliner. This is one of my favourite eyeliner products because the tip is just so perfect. You can really get and create that sharp line, and then you can pull the liner down. Product doesn't dry out either. I've had this for quite some time and the product has always stayed very saturated with product, so this is a huge hit for me. And then last but not least, I have quite a few lipsticks from L'Oreal, but I've just picked one up just to show you. This is the colour Riche lipstick in the shade of Blake's Pure Red. Now their lipsticks are one of my favourite lipsticks of all time because they smell, oh, like honestly, if you guys have L'Oreal lipsticks, just go and smell them, because, or like if you don't, just go and smell them in the store. You might look like a little bit of a freak going around and smelling L'Oreal lipsticks, but these are the best smelling lipsticks I've come across. They are super pigmented, really creamy. So another one I have here is 380 Luminous Coral, and this is part of their Colour Riche collection, and that's what that one looks like. These, I prefer the matte ones to be fair, because these have kind of like an ounce of shimmer in them. But they are really, really creamy, and they apply just so nicely, and they don't kind of bleed off the lips or anything like that. And I love their lipsticks so much. So that was everything today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this hit and miss of L'Oreal. I'm thinking of doing kind of another few videos on hits and misses with like other drugstore brands, so maybe Maybelline or Makeup Revolution and MUA and stuff like that. So if you want to see that, then please write down in the comments which brand you'd like to see, or it could be high-end, although I don't really have that much high-end like diverse collections. But anyway, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts on kind of the experiences you've had with some of the products I mentioned today, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye.